Hey everybody, Jay Marino here, welcome back. Continuing Metroid Prime. We're in the Phase and Mines at exactly 50% item collection. Now, that might make you think, hey, we're only halfway through the game, but that is not true. I think we're more like 2/3 to 75% of the way through the game, because the collectathon's really going to be picking up as we're about to collect our final tools that will allow us to traverse the world in the most efficient ways possible. So we just collected the power bombs, which will open up a lot of things for us. Got some white ice troopers in here. I suppose I could just ignore these. See, one of them just dropped a power bomb there, but I think you start with full power bombs. We only have 4 power bombs, so you know, nothing too fancy. And eventually, I think we'll get up to 8. Wasn't really able to show off the power bombs last time, but they are extremely strong. You use them more to open up certain areas than anything else, but they're also very, very strong in combat. So what I'm going to do is actually climb out and leave exactly the way I came. We could use a power bomb to go that way, and it will actually dead end, and we can't progress until we have our next suit upgrade. So rather than bothering, and it's not like there's an energy tank we could pick up through there, like in some past sections. Instead, I'm just going to backtrack exactly the same way that I came. And this is where I feel like the routing becomes very, very important, because there's a lot of different ways that we could go. Yeah, that's the one that had the broken cryopod. It's exactly the attack we want him doing. Missile's low. Don't give me that. It's just that easy. Okay, let's get out of here. So we can actually use our first power bomb across the way. I'm going to actually start destroying boxes because I really do need pickups at this point. So there's our power bombs. As you can see, it's just like a big ever-expanding sphere of death. Alright, and here's the map for Phase and Mines. So there are there are 3 main items left to get, and then it's hunting for artifacts. We're going to grab an artifact along the way as we continue. As you can see, Phase and Mines is quite interconnected here. Several different ways to take. We're actually just going to make our way out exactly the way we came in. Assignment to Metroid holding area. Sure. So, and one of the rooms on the way out actually is, it has another shortcut that you can use to let you out near Magmore Caverns, but I'm actually not going to use that. Scan this. We're going to actually go to the Chozo Ruins. Actually, no, excuse me. We're going to go to Talon Overworld first. And get the upgrade there. And the best way to get back to Talon Overworld is exactly how we came to the Phase and Mines in the first place, which is to backtrack through the elevator from Phase and Mines to Talon Overworld, which lets us out near the end, the back end of the sunken ship. The crashed frigate, if you will. And on the way out of the Phase and Mines, we're going to get a really important item as well. Man, a missile pickup would be really valuable here. I'm actually going to take some time to break some crates. We're getting some high-level missile drops for us. So, you know, regardless of what's in this room, I think we can probably just run by it at this point, so let's just leave. I think we're at the point now where we could start running by most enemies. So you saw there was another pathway we could take out of that room. It provides a shortcut down to Phase and Mines Level 3, which is near that elevator to Magmore. If we took that, we would be able to get another power-up here, like another suit upgrade. Again, there are 2 main suit upgrades. 3, if you count the one we're about to get here, like, right away. But you actually need this suit upgrade that we're about to get in order to get the one in Magmore Caverns. So that's why we're going to do this first. Okay, we got our power bombs. I have to remember to scan a power bomb pickup as well. So now that we broke that, we can start manipulating the top part of this tower. Where's the actual rotator? It's right beneath us, I think. No, it's not. It's over there. Whoop, spring ball. 2, 3. So we're trying to align the yellow at this point. Lovely. So if we would have progressed past where we got the power bombs, we would have hit a dead end because it would have been a big phase-in quarantine mining area. But what we would have done is we would have scanned some terminals, and it would have let the Metroids out. And if we would have done that, then there would be Metroids in this room. Now, I could have done that maybe for the, more of an atmospheric effect. Instead, again, I know we'll be going back that way later anyway. Cool. So now we can grapple again. And this will make traversing places like Magmore Caverns a lot easier as well. Lovely. So now we got that research. And we can leave. This will actually shortcut us back towards the beginning of Phase-in Mines, which is perfect. And we're going to be using this shortcut a few times. There we go. Now, I really need... We're going to move the crane back in position because the crane functions as a grapple point, which will allow us to get back up to this door when we come back to the Phase-in Mines later. Whoop, hello. So I really need power bombs. I really need to find some enemy that will drop me some power bombs. So I hope one of these guys will drop me one, but we're also short on missiles, so the game might prioritize dropping missiles. Yeah, no dice. So I guess let's pick up the missiles that we can see. I think a charged ice beam should just outright kill a normal space pirate. It does. And I will also go ahead and break some crates. There's a power bomb pickup. Perfect. I think we're going to need 1 or 2 of those by the time we get back to the beginning. I could hit this save station. I think it's fine if we don't. Again, as long as the game doesn't crash. Perfect. More missiles and power bomb pickups are looking good. Again, when you get the power bombs, there are a lot of opportunities to use them, and if you don't get refills of the ammunition, then you might be shit out of luck. So this is where knowledge of the areas and how they're distinctly split in like kind of an early version and like a deeper version of each area becomes important. Because to know where to go in Talon Overworlds, you need to understand where the deeper part of it actually is. Specifically after the crashed frigate. So that's where we are right now. I'm going to make my way up this way. So this area we haven't been into yet. I opened this pathway, but I didn't actually make my way up and out. So if you go through this door right here, this is what connects to the Chozo Ruins. I'm going to go and activate the elevator, but we're not actually going to take it. I just wanted to show that this is where it would actually lead, which would take us up to the room with the half pipe where we drained the reflecting pool and got the ice beam. getting a lot of our pickups back here, so this is working out quite nicely. Kind of a strange little magnetic rail spider ball thing here. So in order to get through this room, you would need power bombs. Okay. While we're traversing through here, I will take some time to grab the missile expansion if I can get up there. No, not quite. There we go. And a big part of finding items is, well, when I was younger, we used guides, but like text guides or like Prima official strategy guides. But also a big part of it is just being observant and listening, because you can hear that whirring noise when you're near an upgrade. Okay, very cool. So this is our next Visor. So, basically showing that there is stuff behind these walls. So we can powerbomb here. And as the slow-moving sphere of death moves outwards, it breaks all the walls. Alright, cool. So, we actually can't get out the way we came. So we can actually pick up a Chozo Artifact while we're here. And which is good because we don't want to have to come back to this area again. Alright. So this is 2 of 12. I mean, that's a 7th of 12. There's a specific order to them, but collecting them in that order makes no sense, so it's not important. Instead, now we have to climb our way out of here. I don't actually remember where the ledge is to do that, but I think it's over here. Yeah, this looks right. Okay, good. So now that we have the X-ray visor, I can track those ghosts, which means that I would feel very comfortable going back to the Chozo Ruins, because there are a lot of items to collect in Chozo Ruins. In fact, I think Chozo Ruins is probably where the majority of items are in the whole game. Alright, so if we use the X-ray visor, we can keep an eye on these things and just track them around the whole way. That one I would... Again, it takes more than a super missile to kill these things, so it's good to kind of keep your eyes on one of them, even after you damage it, so that you can hit it with that charge shot to actually kill it. One of these is very weak. Okay, good. It was that one. Why don't you come back over here? So again, being able to stay locked onto these things with the X-ray visor is really important. And this is... I mean, the X-ray visor provides visibility on a bunch of stuff. Please come back this way. Please. Would you stop? I don't want to jump down. I don't want to have to come back up. That might get him. Perfect. So again, now these Chozo ghosts, they're all over the Chozo Ruins now. But because I specifically avoided the Chozo Ruins until I have the X-ray visor, it's going to be a very easy and clean sweep through Chozo Ruins once we do choose to go back there, which is going to be relatively soon. I'm going to do a lot of the Phendrana cleanup first and then work backwards to get there. Perfect. Whoa! That was like weird spring ball usage there. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, cool. So now we have the X-ray visor, which would actually allow us to progress through Phase and Mines if we wanted to. How exciting. and we can actually utilize our X-ray visor. So this is... I don't particularly care for this type of mechanic where it's just like, hey, there's just invisible stuff in seemingly arbitrary places. The only reason you would think to maybe use the X-ray visor is just where you're suspicious something might be, but don't know exactly what or where. You know, try the X-ray visor. That's the only thing. So, like, you can see that there's a door at the top of this room and seemingly no way to get to it. You know, try the X-ray visor. So, now, this is kind of the bit of backtracking. This whole thing with collecting this item, and now we have to get back to Magmore to get the last, like, major suit upgrade, is where I've really sort of struggled with how to path my way through the end of the game. Because if we wanted to clean up any of the areas, Phendrana, Chozo Ruins, even Phase and Mines, we need the final item that's in Magmore Caverns first. But you also need the X-ray visor, which we just picked up. So the real question that I always had was, you know, what order should I pick those up in that is the least amount of backtracking that allows me to, I guess, do the most amount of exploring along the way. And for me, it was, you know, we backtracked through the Phase and Mines after the Grapple Beam, because we were right by the entrance after you get the Grapple Beam. It specifically opens up a shortcut back to the entrance after you get the Grapple Beam. So again, for me, it all sort of works out. So let's clear this out, and then what I can do is grapple up the crane. And the way that I'm going to make my way to Magmore Caverns is actually going to be through the shortcut that I had described earlier. It's basically the path that we hadn't taken yet. Cool. So now we go back through this. Then up here. I think typically most people aren't going backwards through this specific area, but that's what I'm doing. Okay, and then all the way back down. We'll take the elevator. As the elevator is going, I guess I can point out... Oh, it actually pauses the game. But we're going back down here, and we're going to take this shortcut. Well, it's not highlighted, but this shortcut right here. You needed a Powerbomb to go through there. It's going to connect us to the level 3 of the Phase and Mines, but that also leads us right back to an elevator that takes us to Magmore Caverns, which is going to be an elevator connection that we have not actually opened yet in the game. So that's exciting. And that's actually the last major transit connection in the game as well. So we would have effectively opened up every possible pathway. Once again, I think we can just run by these guys. I'm not too concerned about it. Hitting the wrong button. All right, there we are. So now we're technically in the level 3 of the Phase and Mines. And we're going to want to climb our way out. As of now, there's no exit out of the bottom. Once we beat the boss of Phase and Mines, this is the room that it will dump us out in. But for now, again, we want to be going up and out. I just don't even mess around with the heavy turrets. They just have so much HP. I'm pretty sure I scanned one of the heavy turrets, but this one always respawns, so if we need to, we can always scan that later. But I think in terms of scans, I've been on top of everything. There are only a few enemies left in the game that we haven't actually scanned, and then the occasional research. So see, you need the Grapple Beam to get through here anyway. I guess technically not. You could walk through the Phase-In. You do take exponentially higher damage the longer you stand in Phase-In. So it's not like lava. Well, lava might do that too. I actually don't know. But anyway, Phase-In will kill you very quickly when you're in it. Might not seem like it at first, but then very, very quickly you'll take a boatload of damage. So as you can see, there's so much stuff that's blocked that require power bombs. All right, and you may recognize where we're at right now. That's the elevator back to Phendrana Drifts. And I am going to go and hit up the room to get pretty much the final major suit upgrade item. And then we're all upgraded, besides the item that we get from the final major boss in Phase-In Mines. How exciting. Okay, so this is the room we want to be in. If you want to collect the item that's in here, you need the Grapple Beam. So that's why, again, I basically went out of my way to get the... I think I went the wrong way. We want to jump up the platform right there. I went and got the X-ray visor first because I was just so close. But if we were instead to come this way first before getting the X-ray visor, there's really just no good way to get back to where the X-ray visor is. I mean, we can get back to Talon Overworld pretty easily, but we'd have to go through the sunken ship if we want to get to the other side of it to where the X-ray visor is. So that's why I chose to get the X-ray visor first. But I think there's a lot of different options for how to path through this specific part of the game. Basically, how you get like Power Bomb, Grapple Beam, X-ray visor, Plasma Beam, which is what we're about to get. It's like the last major item. Again, that part's kind of up for debate and what I struggled a bit with when it came to how I was going to path through it. But I think at the end of the day, I picked a pretty optimal pathway. It all was working out. Pretty happy with it. Oh boy. Spring ball. So we just have to take this twisting maze of spider ball tracks to their conclusion. It's kind of a fake out by that one. Spring ball! Spring ball. I really am taking my life into my own hands, or really my time into my own hands by using Spring Ball at all. You don't have to ever use it. It's just, again, it's a quality of life thing, but it can really mess you up. Please. Okay. Okay, there we go. I don't have to follow your rules, game. A little dicey. Actually, that's not nearly as scary as it looks. All you have to do is hold the button down once you start dropping, and you won't not grab onto it. Here, we'll spring ball this last jump. There we go. There we go, we made it. Oh, don't. Okay, well, you know. So much for the victory lap. Alright, so here we go, boys. We are now officially on cleanup mode of the game. We're going to start collecting artifacts like crazy. Like, just absolute crazy. So we're going to go back the way we came. Again, I'm not a big fan of backtracking, especially when there's nothing to pick up in terms of backtracking, but again, I spent a lot of time thinking about how to path through the game, and this is where it led me. So we've got the Plasma Beam. It shoots relatively quick. It shoots faster than the Wave Beam and the Ice Beam, and it does just a massive amount of damage. We can utilize it against these flying pirates. So, the Ice Beam is still really good, don't get me wrong. But, you know, a quick charge shot with the Plasma Beam instant kills these things, and you don't need to worry about the projectile missing them for the most part. So we're going to start with Phendrana. I should probably save. I still haven't saved for a while. That's all right. Anyway, again, we're going to start with Phendrana, and we are just going to cleanse Phendrana of all collectibles and artifacts, which count as collectibles. So the first thing that we have to do is go back to the quarantine monitor, which is where we fought Thardis. Because there's a little something-something in here. Well, first off, the Mama Sheegoth's in here. Nope, get... There you go. Alright, and then we're going to backtrack, because again, I've tried to figure out the best way to make a circle through this whole area, and there really isn't one. So you just got to dive in here, you need the Grapple Beam, we can get that missile upgrade, and then just right back through here, which is a very, very minimal backtrack. Again, I spent a surprising amount of time sort of puzzling again, like, where the backtrack's acceptable to me and where are they not. So just gotta be careful we don't accidentally hit that that hologram and kick off sending us, like, back to Magmore or something. Alright, so now that we have the Plasma Beam, we can break this and grab Energy Tank. And we're just going to make a quick circle around Phendrana's edge. It's very satisfying to do. They just get completely roasted. Even if you don't charge it up, you're going to kill them pretty fast. Once again, I will allow the ice beetles to live. I've scanned those, right? Yeah, okay. I guess we killed that Hunter Metroid that was in here, so the Space Pirates feel pretty comfortable going back here. See, I just shoot them like normal, and they die really fast. They also take persistent damage because you light them on fire. So those things act as mobile grapple hooks, which we can actually use now, which puts us into a position where we can shoot down this glacier. Stalactite, if you will. Okay, very nice. Let's get down there. Oh, a little too far. So again, we needed the Grapple Beam to do that. There's actually a missile pickup all the way back where we got the gravity suit, so that's why I've just decided we're just going to make like a full run through this specific part of like deeper Phendrana's edge, if you will. Okay, so there are actually two things that we can get in here. One requires the Grapple Beam, and one sort of requires the X-Ray Visor. Is this where the X-Ray Visor is required? No, I think we just grapple. So this right here, again, very easy to miss, and really no reason I think that players would think to look here. There's really nothing on the minimap either, and then you also need the plasma rifle, plasma beam, to open it up. Orphan Crash Site is an orange level security zone. A massive security breach. So I think the only way you'd think to look for this one, if you had no other way to know where it was, is using the hints that the scans from the Impact Crater site give you. But in any case, we've got it. The other thing in this room, and you can just keep climbing it, you'll notice there's like a little thing at the very top on the map, which gives you a reason to at least come up here to look. And there's our first Powerbomb upgrade. Highest yield per cubic meter of all excavation sites. Okay, so that's one extra power bomb. That's fine. I'll take what I can get at this point. And now I think we're just going to be dropping all the way back down. All the way back down. And we're just going to follow the natural path that we took to get the gravity suit to grab any additional upgrades along the way. So see, we could grapple beam our way up there, but actually I want to go back to the, I want to go back to where the gravity suit was. I thought I could jump out of the water, but I guess not. That's still not going to make that. In fact, a lot of the stuff in Phendrana requires the plasma beam to melt ice, so again, it's you basically need at least the plasma beam, if not also the X-ray visor. Okay, I'd like to find some surface that I can get to. There we go. We need to break the ceiling to expose a grapple beam that we can hit in order to get up to this missile expansion. There's probably some way you could easily sequence break this by like jumping up a wall in specific places, but that's what I talk about, like a glitchless, optimal, natural pathway. Of course. Good work, Jay Barino. That's how you do it. But this is how it all kind of comes together for me. Like, very clearly, you're supposed to have the plasma beam for that, so even if you could get it without the plasma beam, I'm gonna get the plasma beam first. That's my thought. All right. So there's an entire first half of Phendrana to do. And we also need to get another artifact that's located in the Space Pirate Research Base. There's nothing else in the Space Pirate Research Base. So if we have to go through there, we might as well think of a reason why we'd path through there, which is to get to the first half of Phendrana, and then also get the artifact along the way. So this should all kind of work out, I think. We do have to climb out of this room. Not all the way to the top, but just to kind of this middle door, and this will lead back to the very bottom of the pirate base. But we have the plasma beam, so let's just turn on our thermal visor and get flipping crazy. All right, so we just want to get through here as fast as possible. We can ignore stuff. It doesn't matter what we do. We just want to go. There's so many turrets shooting at me right now. There's a Metroid following me also. But a charged up plasma beam does the job for us. really hate these drones, but you have to kill them because they lock the doors. So we can keep these things pretty much stun-locked. I guess if you miss any pirate scans down here your first time through, you could get them now, but very clearly we've scanned pretty much everything. Where's the elevator? There it is. So the artifact is in the control towers, which is pretty much exactly in the middle between the two labs, which is why, to me, it makes sense to just path your way so that you take Phendrana's edge back to the front part, or to path, maybe you start at the front part of Phendrana and then hit Phendrana's edge on the way out. Kind of works either way. It's funny, in the grand scheme, I guess we have to go through the research base 3 times. There's really no way around it. It's just so satisfying to just watch them burn up like that. This poor guy isn't even trying to shoot me. Oh, that's the wrong side. So you needed to melt this ice, you need the plasma beam, and then you can use missiles. Again, there's probably a way that you could, like, jump around the window to shoot the missile, but it's very clear to me that the intended route was to use the plasma beam. There we go. Get. Okay, and I do need to check my map for this one, because I think we want to go... Yeah, we want to go back to the observatory, so we do want to go through the door that I'm facing. Because it looks the same, both in and out. It's the same, so it's good to double check. The observatory means we are on our way out. So let's hit the safe station, and I think this is a great spot to stop for today. When we come back, it's truly just going to be Collectathon Central. We're going to be blasting up to close to 100% before you know it, and we're going to be getting most of the rest of the artifacts, most likely in the next episode. We're going to be finishing up Phendrana, finishing up Magmoor, finishing up Chozo Ruins. What a treat. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.